Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us on an election day.
We're coming up on re-election day.
Oh, yeah. Today's the day. If I remember my Duran Duran Arcadia power station sort of genesis, I think Arcadia was a couple members of Duran Duran. Is that right?
Boy, we got to get Stu in here. He's the
Duran Duran fan. Yeah. And Power Station featured Robert Palmer.
Oh, look
who
at this.
had a heart attack and died at 50 years old. Really weird. Very sad. Anyway, that was Arcadia in this particular case. If you're looking to share that with your friends today and use it at parties this weekend, of course you'll have to pay ASCAP and BMI, but don't worry about that.
So this will be the third time America elects Donald Trump. So that's cool.
That is cool. Mm-hmm. That's very cool. Let's hope and pray that it turns out that way. We'd love to hear about how you're feeling today. You feeling confident? You feeling sick to your stomach? Worried? You feeling like it could be the end of the world? Or just the beginning of something really great? 888-900-3393 with your thoughts on where that's at. Polls are open on the East Coast, I guess, right? In most states, they open at 7.
Well, I have right here, we have the results already in from Dixville Notch.
Oh, yeah, 100%
Yep.
of the precinct at Dixville Notch reporting.
Nixville Docs.
Dixville Niche.
Dixville Notch.
It's that place in New Hampshire that votes at midnight or whatever, right?
3-3.
nailed it.
3-3 split.
No, really?
Yeah. 3-3 split.
Wow. Okay.
So there
that
you
could
go.
be indicative of
The final count for Trump and Harris. Yeah.
how are they able to do it so quickly? You know?
Well, so
I thought that was going to take all week.
well, Dominion's fast.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. So we have a powerful tie.
Doesn't that? You know what? And that bodes well for my 269 prediction that nobody cared for last night on Twitter. So there you go.
You're just out trolling?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
No, I totally think it's. Gonna
You
be
totally think it's going to be tied in the electoral vote. Okay.
Yeah.
And decided by Congress.
Boy.
Wouldn't that be fun?
boy.
Fun.
So the
That'll
House
be
would pick the
fun.
president, and the Senate would pick the vice president in that scenario, and that would be the new House and Senate. And so the way the House works is each state gets a vote, so 50 votes.
Yep.
Right now it's 26-22 Republicans with Minnesota and North Carolina evenly split. But again, it's the new Congress that would decide.
Yeah.
Who knows what the Senate will be like.
Who knows?
But if it
Who
ever
knows?
came down to that, and if it was Trump walls, I think your first job, I mean, sure, you made a bunch of promises about the border and whatnot, is to fire Tim Walz.
Yeah. All right, we'll get to all the things we need to get to coming up here in a minute. But first, let me take 60 seconds and tell you about Birch Gold. You know, obviously, there's a lot at stake in this upcoming election today. We've talked about it for years. But regardless of who's sitting in the White House, the fuse on the economy has already been lit. We know that. We've had 4 years of madness from Biden-Harris. So even 4 years of a conservative presidency might not be enough to fix this and turn the tide. I mean, it's not going to fix our $35 trillion national debt. And if the left wins, that'll be like throwing gas on a dumpster fire. So while you don't have much say over what happens in the election other than your vote, you can right now protect your savings by diversifying into gold with the help of Birch Gold Group. For millennia, gold has stood firm in the face of greedy governments, economic upheavals, and global strife, and it can protect you right now. Birch Gold will help you convert an IRA or a 401k into an IRA in physical gold, tax-free, penalty-free, and that won't cost you a penny out of pocket. Fantastic stuff. I mean, in the last 4 years, the dollar has declined greatly. The price of gold, meanwhile, has increased by at least 40%. Is that a coincidence? Yeah, I don't think so. So text the word PAT to 989898. Get your free info kit on gold and trust Birch Gold like I do to protect your savings. Text PAT to the number 989898 today.
Gray, Unleashed.
So here are 5 things to watch for during the course of this election day. We should be watching the early returns in Pennsylvania. Obviously, it's been identified by both campaigns as the state most likely to put them over the 270 electoral votes needed. In June, 538 published its election model, which determined Pennsylvania to be the most likely tipping point. Frank Luntz told Fox on Monday that if Trump wins either Pennsylvania or Michigan, so I guess he doesn't have to win both in this scenario, he will win the election. We don't project either candidate reaching 270 electoral votes without winning Pennsylvania, which is currently a dead tie, according to Decision Desk headquarters. Wow. 80,000 votes in Pennsylvania decided 2020. There are 90,000 Amish in Pennsylvania. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So that's the election right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Wow.
I don't think
90,000 Amish.
I don't think I sent in the video that Elon Musk tweeted out of just like the Amish going down the road lined up with Trump flags. That was pretty impressive.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
The second thing to watch for, how close is Virginia? Virginia is most likely Harris's for the taking, but her margin could be telling. I believe Trump needs to come within 7 points in Virginia to win the White House. Anything below 6, and he's very likely to win. And if it somehow be below 5, then he is winning decisively, according to Christian Hines, who's a political analyst. That's interesting as well. Muslims in Michigan, another thing to watch out for. The uncommitted vote dampened Biden primary victory in Michigan, and the same voters could spoil Harris's bid for the White House. There's been a sizable stable effort within the swing state to punish the vice president for her Middle East policy. Please do. Please. Whatever it takes. Okay? Whatever it takes to save this country. In the primary, 81.1% of Democrat voters chose Biden, but 13.3%, more than 100,000 people, chose the uncommitted option in protest. So will they do that in the general? I don't know. We'll see. Keep an eye on Harris's pitch to suburban women. Frequent character on the campaign trail with Harris has been, of course, Liz Cheney. I don't know how. I mean, do you really think anybody really likes her? She's just a useful idiot. And you're just using her. And then as soon as this election is over, you're going to spit her out like so much crap.
We got a clip coming up.
On what?
On Liz Cheney.
On Liz?
And her possible future.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got something on that as well.
Awesome.
Oh, that should be fun. And then the fifth thing to look out for is how Donald Trump fares in Iowa. In fact, we're going to talk to Steve Deace, who, of course, lives and broadcasts from Iowa. He's here this week because of the thing tonight, the Blaze thing. And I really want to talk to him about the Des Moines Register situation. They claim in their latest poll, Harris pulled ahead of Trump. If that's true, that's a real problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a real issue.
Sure. I don't.
The other newspaper, what's it called? The other one in the area?
Iowa Register or something?
Whatever they are, whatever the opposition paper is. They said if that happens, we'll shut down our operations. But if Trump wins Iowa, you should shut down yours. So we'll see how that turns out. But just to give you an idea of where these two candidates are, we got nothing out of Kamala Harris for what she plans in the future. All we heard is, Trump's a Nazi, Trump is Hitler. He's a danger to democracy. I'm looking ahead. I'm not looking behind. I'm a completely new person other than Joe Biden. So I bring my own unique viewpoints and considerations to the presidency. That's all. We never heard a policy. What do you really stand for? What are you going to do as president? Well, here's 20 things that Donald Trump has promised to do. 20. He'll seal the border, stop the migrant invasion. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. You know she's not going to do that. Not in a million years. He will end inflation, he says, and make America affordable again. Number 4, he will make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. He'll open up, Anwar and so many things that have been shut down over the Biden-Harris administration. He'll stop outsourcing, turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. Large tax cuts for the workers, no tax on tips. Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Number 8 promise, prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country. All made in America, he says. That I don't know why that hasn't been done in the first place. How is it that we haven't done that already? Number 9, end the weaponization of government against the American people. That would be nice. Number 10, stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, crush gang violence, and lock up offenders. For number 11, rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Strengthen and modernize our military is number 12, making it, without question, the strongest and most powerful in the world. Number 13, keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. He'll fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. They continually lie about that he's trying to take away your Social Security benefits, your Medicare, Medicaid. He's not. And he's promised that he's going to fight for it. Number 15, cancel the electric vehicle mandate, cut costly and burdensome regulations. That'll change a lot of economic issues for us if he does that. Number 16, cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. He'll keep men out of women's sports, as promised 17. He will deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. Number 19, secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. That's just so important. And finally, he says he'll unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. That sounds like a pretty good agenda, if he can pull it off. Also, this week, he outlined some of the many steps he's going to take to fulfill his first promise, and that's to secure the border. He says he's going to strongly encourage Mexico to help stop the flow of illegals. We desperately need that to happen. But how are you going to get Mexico to discourage illegals going through their country on the way to us, or their own countrymen coming here? Well, if they don't do everything they can to stop the flow, he's going to impose an immediate 25% tariff on all goods coming from there.
Oh, avocados.
Avocados from Mexico.
Look out.
Look out. That would be...
Avocados from Mexico.
But this is what you've got to do. You've got to apply pressure. Well, that's our ally. That's our trading partner. We can't threaten that. Yes, you can. Yes. Because they are doing their damnedest to flood us with, the people that they don't want in their country. They don't want to take care of them. They can't make their country nice enough for all their residents, so they're fine with them flooding in here and then sending money back to Mexico. It is consistently either their number one revenue source, that's money from illegals in America going back to Mexico, or it's their second leading revenue source after tourism. But for decades, those have been number 1 and 2, and they go back and forth. So it's about time somebody encouraged them to do what they could to stem this flow. And that it's a tsunami at this point. It's just a tsunami of illegals crossing our border, and there are tens of thousands lined up right now to come across the border depending on the outcome of the election today. So if you haven't voted yet, please, by all that is good, right, and holy, get out and vote today. And recommend that everybody around you, your friends, your relatives, your neighbors, if you even suspect they're going to vote for Donald Trump, encourage them to get out today. Remind them how critical this is. We can't think this is in the bag because it's, no matter who you listen to, it's incredibly close. It's dangerously close. Let's go to Dana in Virginia. Hey, Dana, you're on the Blaze. Welcome.
Hey, how are you doing this election day?
Great. Thank you for asking.
I really wanted to know.
Really? That was sincere then. That came from the heart. You've been tossing and turning, wondering how we're doing? That kind of thing? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Last night.
All right.
Getting off one job, going to another before I go to work the polls. My husband and I voted 2 weeks ago. I honestly don't know how Virginia's going to go, but when I wore my Make America Great Again hat into the voting booth, the woman manning the voting machine whispered in my ear, "I liked your hat."
Pretty good indication there, huh?
Yeah.
But you didn't get hassled by anybody. There was
No. I went in with the law.
Yeah.
I went in with the law pulled up on my phone.
Nice. Nice job.
Yeah. What part of Virginia do you live in?
The hotbed of Virginia, Charlottesville.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. That is the hotbed, isn't it? That's come up a few times over the years. All right.
Just a few.
So you don't really have a sense for how your neighbors are feeling, how Virginia's going to go? You think it'll be close?
I see lots of Trump Vance signs in the county and in the outlying areas. Definitely outnumbering Harris, but in the city, it's almost a foregone conclusion that the city will go blue.
Yeah, sadly, that's usually the case. All right, appreciate it, Dana. Thanks a lot. 888-900-3393 from wherever you happen to be. And don't forget, again, we're going to have Steve Deace, Blaze host Steve Deace, coming in to join us, talk about the election and especially what's going on in Iowa. Some pretty big things since the claim that Iowa is now leaning toward Kamala Harris. That would be,
Sure.
That would be horrific and a really bad sign. But desperate Kamala Harris supporters have made a futuristic ad warning people to get out and vote against Trump.
Here, watch this. This is incredible.
We weren't always like this.
Oh, jeez. We're in rubble now.
Beautiful life.
They had a beautiful life.
Beautiful life.
Yep.
The best parties.
Best parties, beautiful life.
The most beautiful friends.
Okay, wow.
We thought it was just another election. So a lot of us didn't vote. Why bother?
Dumbass.
Everyone knew the system was rigged.
Oh, that's fair.
Right.
Many of us even voted for them.
Oh, no.
I know it sounds crazy now.
It does sound
We
crazy.
didn't like Democrats back then. We were angry about the vaccine mandates
Were you?
and how they handled the war in Gaza. And the way they wanted to censor free speech on the internet.
Oh, are you kidding me?
So what did we end up doing?
Oh, wait for
we
this.
voted for the guys who openly said
There's a
they
plot
wanted
twist
to
in this.
imprison
Okay.
dissenters and use the military against their political opponents.
Okay.
He's good.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we were wrong on that.
We were wrong on
Big
that.
time.
Big time.
So, yeah.
Uh-oh.
When Trump got sick and died,
What?
Vance was 39 years old when he became president.
Okay, and
30 years
what did he
later,
do?
He's still president
You're going to
today.
find out 30 years later.
30
And
years
with
later.
the Supreme Court on his side,
Yeah, he's
they
got-
gave him dictatorial powers.
Look at that.
They took away women's reproductive rights, outlawed contraception, and removed the minimum wage. Then we had repression of
lot.
dissent. AI surveillance of everything we did or said on a level we couldn't imagine. The government under Vance, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk set
Pause
up
it for a second.
concentration-
Why have they assumed J.D. Vance is going to get so fat? What is that based on?
I mean,
that's my takeaway from this ad.
He's lost some weight.
J.D. Vance has gotten a little porky over the years. What the heck? That's insulting to
when
him.
you become a dictator, you eat everything, right?
Oh, okay.
Kim Jong-un,
Right,
all those
right,
people,
right.
they become fatter.
Okay.
And he has.
He really has.
Have you seen Porky Pig over there in North Korea lately?
I think you're missing the point. They got rid of the minimum wage.
And that, of
yes.
course, destroyed society.
That destroys.
Yeah, without minimum
everything.
wage, everything goes away. Are we done there? Or
No,
is there more?
no,
There's
sir.
Good.
more.
Oh, good.
There is
Good
more.
All right,
grief, sir.
let's see it.
Set up concentration camps for
Oh,
illegal
wow.
immigrants.
Illegal immigrants.
Concentration
No,
camp.
get them
Illegal
out.
immigrants.
You're not staying
People
here.
really are
Homeless
Nazis,
people.
aren't they?
They rounded up homeless people, too. This J.D. Vance cat.
Wow.
What's up
They
with
finally
him?
admitted climate change was real.
Oh, they
They
did?
did?
But it was too
Did-
late.
It's too
Oh,
late, yeah.
darn it.
Florida
Like
sank
crap.
into the Gulf.
So close.
Oh,
and
no
the
more
West
Florida.
burned.
In the West
And
Burned.
cities across the country became uninsurable
Gosh.
and uninhabitable.
Well, that's under Democrat rule now.
Musk and Teal poured all of our resources into artificial intelligence so they and their friends could become immortal.
Oh, wow. And now they are?
I don't know what
So that's why he
happened to
looks a
them.
lot better than JD.
She doesn't know what happened to
But
him.
I know what happened to us.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Look at the future. Man.
Okay, we're good.
Man, oh, Manischewitz. What a wine. You
That's
don't
a
want
great
none of
movie,
that.
by the way.
That is?
That's a great movie. If you
Yeah.
ever make it, that'll be a great movie.
Jeez. That is... Who paid for that? Who did that?
Well, it's all
Whatever,
AI.
Vote.org.
Yeah, it was all AI done.
Whoever's probably Soros. I have no idea. So did that win a contest or something? I mean, that was so
It was horrible.
Okay, but you should compare that to another ad that Nicole Shanahan just put out for Trump.
All right.
What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we, the people, choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
Is that not the greatest?
Which one resonates better?
Thank
the
you.
first one or the second? Who's the hopeful one here? And who is the catastrophic, apocalyptic one? Jeez.
Yep.
They keep saying it on both sides, but it's so true. The difference couldn't be any clearer.
And just think of that ad right there that highlighted. Just a reminder. Trump is surrounding himself with this dynamic team
Yeah.
that I guess have been called the Avengers in some quarters. And I just love that. I mean, you've got people on all sorts of political spectrum here. You've got Nicole Shanahan making these ads with RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk. All of those are Democrats until recently because they see how important it is to save this country through Donald Trump. And just the choice couldn't be more clear.
Really couldn't. How much time do you spend thinking about the worst case scenarios? If you're a person who's prepared for those, the answer might be, well, not all that much, really. Example, what would you do if you or one of your children needed a certain medication, but you couldn't get it? There's maybe a supply chain interruption. Your order is on backup, or there's a weather emergency and you just can't get to the pharmacy. Well, there is something you can do to ensure that you and your loved ones have the medication on hand when you need it. It's a solution that thousands of people have already discovered. It's called the Jase case. Looks exactly like this, because this is a Jase case, and it allows you to start stocking up on medication right now so that you're prepared for any eventuality. Jase case is a personalized emergency kit, contains essential antibiotics and medications that treat the most common deadly bacterial infections, all kinds of strep throat, urine infections, urinary tracting, whatever you have, bronchitis. It's just fantastic to have it on hand so that you have that peace of mind. Go to jase.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout. You'll get a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jase.com.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
Let's check in with Joseph in New Jersey. Hey, Joseph, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, good morning, Pat. Good morning, Stu. Thank you for your show. Thank you for everything you do. How are you?
Yeah, good. You?
Hey, not bad. I voted today. I voted a half hour ago. I voted for Trump.
Good.
And we really need to win this thing. I do, unfortunately, I live in New Jersey, a very blue area of the country, but there are cracks in the armor. My neighbor's got a sign that says better off with Trump. He's right. I passed a guy with a big giant flag on a pickup truck. I held my Bible, the Trump Bible, out the window. I really hope we could pull this off, Pat.
Me too. Me too.
I mean, seriously, I cast my vote. I really hope everyone goes and votes today. The only way that they can win is through some cheating and dark magic. Like, they don't have anything else. They don't have the popular energy. They don't have momentum.
No.
They have a replacement for a dead corpse as a candidate. The only way that they can win is through cheating. And I really hope that we can pull it off, man.
You and pretty much all the rest of us listening and watching right now. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate it. From your mouth to God's ears. Let's just hope and pray it happens, because this is it. Well, except for all the ballots that pour in afterwards with no postmark on them. Those can show up, I guess, in December if that's when they choose to send them. It'll be fine. According to, was that Nevada where that happened? Where was that ruling where they just said, yeah, there's no way to prove that that's going to affect one party over the other, even though it was the Democrats fighting tooth and nail to allow all those ballots to come in whenever they want.
The Georgia Supreme Court put an end to that last night, so that's good.
Oh, good.
If that's what you're referring to. Yeah.
So in Georgia, they said no. Where was the other place? I don't know. I'll have to see. But let's go to Scott in Pennsylvania. Hey, Scott.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
Calling from Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And me and the wife just we voted, and we were first in line at our little polling place. And hopefully by the end of the day, we'll save this country.
I sure hope so. Was there a line by the time you were done voting, or was it just?
Yeah, there was probably 50 people. It was starting to get pretty busy.
All right.
We do use paper ballots, but they have to go through a machine. So let's cross our fingers.
Yep.
And
yep.
But we've been with you guys for over 4 years, and love you guys. And hopefully by the end of the day and tonight,
we'll save the country. Yep. Thanks a lot, Scott. Appreciate it. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Well, Welcome. It is Election Day 2024. The most important election in the history of this nation. I think we all understand that. We've got some tweets here. Giblets. Tweets, if Trump wins, do the Dems have their articles of impeachment already prepared? You know they do. You know they do. From John Knorr, Dixville Notch voted 5-0 for Biden in 2020. Positive movement for Trump 2024.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Didn't know
Yes,
that.
it is.
All right. I didn't realize. It was a shutout last time.
So it's 3-3 this time.
3-3 this time, yep.
Was 5-0
So
Biden.
also their population in Dixville Notch has increased by 20%.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Wow, wonder what's behind the
What is
population boom there.
Population boom.
They need to stop.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
need to stop.
That's
way
it's too
many.
much.
Too
It's
many.
too much.
Dixville.
Mr. Sean's, President Trump got 5 votes out of this household compared to 3 in 2020. We had 2 more kids come of voting age since 2020.
Oh.
Cautiously
wow.
optimistic.
Same here,
Nice.
actually, now that I think about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Have they been out to vote?
Yeah,
Good.
they're good.
Good. Yeah, we took our daughter when we went out to vote a couple of weeks ago. It's just an awesome experience to share that with your kids. Hallie Baby tweets, I do wonder if any of the Joe Biden voters have any remorse for what they've done to this country. Probably not.
Well, no, they've aborted. What do you mean? They don't have
There
kids.
you go. They have no kids.
That they can, and that might also help out with the whole voting thing, too.
True.
Unrepentant thought criminal. If Trump can get half of his agenda done, America will be greater than it ever was. And from Adrian
Slade Show.
Adrian Slade Show. It's looking very Trump red down here in southeastern Virginia.
Good to hear.
Yes, it is.
Of course, we got the National Guard on standby in Washington State, Oregon, and Nevada, so that's cool.
That is, yeah.
And Oregon has already boarded up all their businesses downtown.
So is St. Louis.
So is D.C. Everybody's getting prepared for
The
some
left.
raiting.
For the left to be really mad
That's
at a
what
Trump
I was thinking,
victory.
because I don't think we do that.
No.
I don't think we do that.
No, we don't. I mean, the one instance that they're going to point to
Yes.
in perpetuity,
Okay.
The one that
January
Antifa
6th,
and-
that's
yeah.
why it was so bad.
The Antifa-led January 6th.
Yeah.
one
The
that had
police
FBI
instigated January 6th.
FBI agents.
The FBI
Okay.
Yep.
planned January 6th, that one. Yep.
Got it.
Cool.
I just don't understand how anybody can vote for Democrats, and especially these two. They're atrocious. Seriously, I do believe they're the best, or the worst candidates to ever run for office in this country. I mean, I don't accuse them of being Pol Pot or Adolf Hitler, but they're definite Marxists. I mean, do you know about the book that Kamala's dad dedicated to her and her sister back in '77? All about Marxism and how wonderful it is. And of course, he was an economics professor at Stanford. And so, super progressive guy, big time Marxist. The book was called Capital Accumulation and Income Distribution. It's a 313-page critique of capitalism and its allegedly inherent flaws, including income inequality, cyclical disturbances, and exploitation of workers. Drawing upon certain elements of Marxian theory, the preface says, Don Harris approvingly cites the socialist nostrums of Karl Marx and his partner Friedrich Engels, as well as Vladimir Lenin, the founder of communist Russia, to make his case for an alternative economic model in America. So we should turn to Marxism. Now, Kamala was only 13 at the time, but are you telling me none of that rubbed off on her? And they like to say that she and her father are estranged, and we don't know any of the reasons for that, but you know that some of that has rubbed off because of her policies, because of what she advocates for. And it doesn't necessarily mean that because her father was a Marxist that she is too, but it's just another indicator of who and what she is and what has shaped her beliefs and her values and why she's the most progressive elected official of the 21st century. Also, what is it with Democrats and communism? Kamala's dad, Marxist. Obama's dad, and mother and grandparents, communists. Bernie Sanders was in love with the Soviet Union and socialism and communism. Kamala's running mate, Tim Walz, in love with Chinese communists. What is it with these people and communism or Marxist principles? Doesn't all of this tell us something about who they are? You show me your friends and influences, and I'll show you who you really are. This is who they really are. They're Marxists. In addition to being a death cult, they're a Marxist death cult. That's not a good combination. It's not one I appreciate, that's for sure.
No.
And I hope most Americans don't either. Yesterday, the number I heard as far as early voting was 90 million. Is that what you heard too? Yeah. 90 million already. I'll bet there have been elections in the fairly recent past where 90 million haven't showed up in total after all the votes are counted. So something's going on. Somebody's fired up. I just hope it's the right. I just hope. Please. By all that is good, right, and holy. Let's go to Paula in Tennessee. Hey, Paula.
Hey, this is Paula.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Northeast Tennessee, in Irwin, Tennessee, up near the border of North Carolina, where western North Carolina is. We were the ones that got hit by Hurricane Helene. A lot of destruction. We lost our hospital where they had to rescue patients off the top of the hospital.
Wow.
And we had a lot of deaths, and we lost our industrial park, so a lot of people are out of jobs, and it's really bad up here. But we're recovering. You know, it'll take months, maybe years, but we'll be there. But, you know, the election came up and early voting came up, and our county, Unicoi County in Tennessee, for the first 3 or 4 days in the state of Tennessee, our county was number 1 in early voting.
Wow.
For the whole state.
Even after being hit by the hurricane the way it was. That's amazing.
And that has never happened in this county. Never happened in this county. And I was right proud. And we're in the Appalachian Mountains, and so is western North Carolina. And we are a very red Republican area here. So you can bet it's going to be a good turnout for Trump.
It's fantastic. Well, our thoughts and prayers are for you and everybody in your area, Paula. Was your home okay?
Mine, I only got, the river is on the south end of the county from me. I'm on the north end of the county.
Okay.
The only thing I got was from the wind. I had a lot of big limbs knocked out in my yard, and thankfully a tree didn't fall on my house. So I've been blessed.
That's great. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Melissa in South Carolina. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Happy Election Day, gentlemen.
And you too.
Thank you. I don't know how today's going to go. Around here, it's a very I live in rural South Carolina, and it's very mixed. So in front of all the AME churches, you know, the black churches or the Harris, but there's a lot of Trump signs everywhere. But the one thing that will always give me hope and happiness, no matter how this election goes, is as I drive into where I work, I pass where Jim Clyburn has to turn into his gated community where he lives, and his whole street, either way he goes, he's going to be greeted with Trump signs. So
I love that.
That if anything will make my day after this, he's surrounded no matter which way. There's one way in, one way out, and he's going to be greeted with Trump signs down his whole road.
It's fantastic.
So we can have a chuckle with that at least.
Yeah, yes, we can. Yeah, and thanks for providing that, Melissa. Appreciate it. It's great. Does that make us petty?
No. What are you talking about?
No.
Petty.
Yeah, it just makes us fun lovers.
Yes.
We're lovers of fun.
Making the apocalypse fun again.
That's right.
Yes.
Exactly. All right. Let me tell you about preborn. We need to save babies from abortion. I mean, that's so clear. Not only is the left okay with abortion, but they encourage and promote abortion. They want more abortions. And that's why we've partnered with Preborn, because they are doing everything within their power to spread the ministry of the gospel and to try to help women in crisis, women who Don't see any other way out. But when they come into a preborn clinic, preborn shows them the way out. Through your donation of $28, they can see the ultrasound. They can see the baby growing inside them. They understand that's not a clump of broccoli in there. You're not growing a Volkswagen Beetle. That's not what's happening. It's life, human life inside of you. They hear the heartbeat. I mean, it's a game changer. And it's just $28. If you could afford that, that'd be great. If you could do $140, that saves 5 babies. Doubles the chances that 5 babies will be born alive. Whatever you can give would be greatly appreciated. To donate, dial pound 250. Say the keyword baby. That's pound 250. Keyword baby. Or just go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
All right, we're going to get back to your calls in a sec. First, Kamala is out there wrapping up her campaign, and she is scripted right down to the second. Here she was at a rally the other day.
Who here has already voted?
What? You people! Wow! Wow!
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
They didn't say they voted for you. What are you thanking them for?
There you go.
They just voted.
That's key right there.
That's fantastic. And then at rallies in the days before.
Anybody here already voted?
Whoa! Wow, another exact replica.
That's great. Thank you.
What are the odds?
Thank you.
Why are you thanking them again when they didn't necessarily vote for you?
That's funny that you guys played that because I have one more to add to the scripted.
Oh, wow.
Go for
good.
it, Joe.
Okay.
Are you ready to make your voices heard?
Oh, my God.
Can't with this scripted.
Do we believe in freedom?
Oh, good.
Do we believe in opportunity?
This is hell. This is my hell right
Do
here.
we believe in the promise of America?
Wow. Wow.
Are we ready to fight for it?
Rumble.
And when we fight,
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Talk about scripted, Pat Gray. 3 different rallies.
Wow.
At 3 different days.
And probably much more than that. That's probably just all that's available online. I don't know. It just shows how disingenuous they are, how fake and phony and set up. Everything she does is all those phone calls to people.
Just think, though. We played the Nicole Shanahan ad that showed you all of the people that Trump plans on having a part of his administration with some great ideas. You alluded to Liz Cheney earlier. When you vote for Kamala Harris, you might be voting for Liz Cheney in that office as well. Would you like to see her fun time with The View yesterday?
Sure.
Okay, check this out.
So I have a question. Are you also a lawyer?
Yeah.
I am.
Ooh.
So
that talks to
you
clients
could conceivably
during trials?
be a great AG if this was.
Okay.
And I say this because
make me
your
vomit.
moral core is
man.
magnificent.
Pause it for a second. Right. Because it takes some real moral fiber to go against everything you ever supposedly stood for in the past in order to be celebrated by everybody who hated your guts just a short time ago. And now you're a hero to them. What moral fiber that took for you to be celebrated by the leftist media. Wow, Liz, that is powerful and terrific. All right, let her finish. Oh,
I know you probably don't want to think about it, but I just feel like I would feel a lot better.
Okay. Would you? With her leading
the FBI, the CIA, the NBC.
Oh, man, me too.
That's just me.
Yeah, just her.
I'm just saying, should it be floated? Please think about it.
Please think about it.
Under the radar. We have to get Vice President Harris elected tomorrow.
Right.
I'm being.
You're putting it out there in the universe.
I'm putting it in the universe
Manifest.
because that's how we do things. Go ahead.
No. So essentially, Whoopi Goldberg just offered her the position of director of intelligence to Liz Cheney, which is convenient because I'm pretty sure in the Constitution it does mention that the position will be appointed by the host of The View on ABC television.
Oh, that worked out then.
Once there is television and ABC and a show on it called The View. So it's kind of there's a lot there.
There is a lot there.
Yeah, but just read that whole article and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Boy, the founders, man.
Yeah, they knew. I mean, they
really
knew.
saw the future on that one.
They really did. They really did.
And they got it all.
They
The
did.
network, the show, the host.
Right, nailed it.
Wow.
Nailed it. Yeah, that was, I believe that was Gouverneur Morris, the guy who helped James Madison write the Constitution. He came up with that particular section.
Wow.
So, yeah, look
That's
for it.
foresight.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't want to hear any, well, they didn't understand technology. They didn't know that was going to happen. They knew a lot of, including this, that it would be Whoopi Goldberg to appoint the director of intelligence for the United States of America when the time came. Now, I don't think they specified what year that was going to be, but they knew it was going to happen sometime.
Oh, what a losers. They could not name the time. Wow.
I know. It's a little disappointing, but you got to give them some credit, at least. Jody in Massachusetts. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Keith. How are y'all today?
Mm-hmm.
Just want to let y'all know I voted this morning in my little town of Uxbridge, Mass. It's right on the Rhode Island border. I voted for Donald Trump, and I also voted to get rid of Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren.
Oh, good. Wow. Yeah, who's running against Warren?
John Deaton.
Okay. And is he fairly strong conservatively, or is he just an establishment Republican?
He's more establishment. He seems to be like Charlie Baker was, our former governor, who was not much of a Republican, but it's still better than Pocahontas.
Well, yes. Yes. Thanks, Jody. I mean, it's Massachusetts. You can't expect Mike Lee to win a race in Massachusetts. Well, that's how Mitt Romney became governor of that same state, right? What a nightmare he's been. Sheesh. And he's coming to the end of his term. Let's not forget that. So got that going for us. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Yeah, it's here. This is it. It's on us. So hopefully you've already voted early, or you voted as soon as the polls opened, or you're planning to get out and vote later on in the day, as soon as you get a chance. But make sure you place your vote today. Man, this is important. You can't overemphasize how important this election is. 888-900-3393 with your thoughts on how things are going. How are you feeling as we head into this election day? But first, let me tell you about home title lock. Have you ever checked the title to your home? If you're like most people, the answer is probably no. I really haven't. And that's exactly what scammers are counting on. In today's world, you need to take personal responsibility for protecting your biggest asset, which is probably your home, right? The FBI calls it house stealing. It's one of the fastest growing crimes in America. Here's how it works. A criminal just fills out a one-page document, and then they just file that with the county or wherever, and they forge your signature, and then a fake notary stamps it with a fake notary seal, and then they file it with the county. And just like that, your home may no longer legally belong to you. A lot of times, most times in fact, they don't even want the property. They're after the equity in your home. So then these criminals take out loans against your home, and then they disappear. and that just leaves you with the debt and a legal mess. Thankfully, you don't have to be a victim. I trust Home Title Lock to protect my property. Their triple lock protection monitors your title 24/7. It alerts you to any changes, and if you're a victim, they work to restore your title with no out-of-pocket costs. Go to HometitleLock.com, use the promo code UNLEASHED, and you'll get a free 30-day trial and title history report. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code UNLEASHED.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So we wanted to thank Pierre Delecto Doe.
Chad, thank you.
Through rowdymade.com.
Rowdy Made.
For these really cool T-shirts. This is the MAGA-Donalds.
MAGA-Donalds.
That's cool.
I love it.
That's really fun.
That's good.
These are nice tees.
They are really nice.
Very soft. Very nice. So thank you, Pierre Delecto Doe, through Rowdy Made. And then we also have this. This is from Pathead Mindy. A little Trump humor from your favorite Pathead homeschoolers in South Central Pennsylvania.
All right.
Pennsyltucky.
Oh, nice.
Purchased from our Cumberland County GOP office. Think they could have done a better job on the likeness, but whatever. It's made in China. In China. Love the show, y'all. Thanks for making the apocalypse fun.
Yeah, we
And
got.
You're welcome. Thank you. This is cool.
We were able to.
Okay.
Pull some gifts for Jeffy. Ow, you okay?
That hurt.
Dang, careful over there.
It's
You
kind of
okay, man?
stupid.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
See,
But what are you
Jeffy
doing?
didn't
So it's
show
like
up
a slinky or
on
something.
not a
election day.
slinky.
I'd like to point out, but should we leave him gifts regardless?
No.
Oh,
What is this, Christmas?
It looks like Christmas over there.
What is this, Christmas?
Joe had it all set up over there. Like, look at that, man. He's got it all picture perfect.
Yeah.
Is that one shirt or that's two shirts?
It's two shirts.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't know.
And one of
Jeffy.
these. One of these. So, yeah.
Very cool. Thank y'all.
All right. Yeah, thank
Love
you.
it.
Very cool.
I already broke mine too, by the way. Sorry.
Mine's not broken.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
that. See?
Gotta work
Completely
on this
intact.
thing.
Pat wanted a slinky. That's what he wanted.
Oh, crap.
Let's go to Lucas in Pennsylvania. Hey, Lucas, you're on the Blaze. Welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen. I don't even ask.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
That's a faux pas right there. Hey, just wanted to kind of fill you in on Center County, Pennsylvania, which is where I'm at. My wife and I, we went up. Polls opened at 7. We got up there about 6:40, and respectively, we were 29 and 31 to actually cast our ballots. But the line of people, fellas, we hadn't got the Amish carts in, and we're in that area.
Oh, wow, good.
So once they roll in, but I mean, it was a steady line of folks.
Do the Amish usually roll up in buggies, or are they actually taking like trucks and cars?
No.
No.
They only take vans and trucks when they have somebody driving to Walmart to get their stuff.
Okay. Really?
Oh yeah, no, they don't have hitching posts up at Walmart.
Right. All right. Yeah. I guess that would be a problem, wouldn't it? Not a lot of places. Walmart or not very many businesses in 2024 have hitching posts. I've noticed. It's really discriminatory.
That is very discriminatory. We got to change that.
Why do you hate the Amish?
Yes.
Do you ever ask the managers at any of these locations, why do you hate the Amish?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Thank you. Did we lose him?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm right here.
Okay, good. All right.
So I said Jeffy's the expert on the hitching post. He was talking about that here a little bit ago, or last week, I suppose it was. But
yeah.
No, I really do think Center County, this area where basically I'm Penn State. I can see the stadium from my house.
Oh, okay.
And, Center County is coming out huge. Our problem here is we have Harrisburg, Philly, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the union is actually turning, and well, maybe not the loudmouth paid guys, but the laborers, the workers.
Right.
I think we'll have a good turnout. Had a better turnout if there would have been Kexi cookies for us.
Hey,
should have thought about that in advance. Dang it.
So, Lucas, I got a quick question for you. Since you can see Beaver Stadium from where you live, right? Was there a Mr. Beaver? Like, I would expect it to be Nittany Lion Stadium, but was there a person with the last name Beaver at Penn State?
My wife is the historian on all this.
So you don't know.
No, I'm a transplant from Colorado.
Okay.
All
right.
That's why I'm out here. Is I work the oil field, and that's why I'll tell you what, the oil field has come out big.
Yeah,
big for our side. So
as they should.
God willing.
Yeah.
God willing, we can pull this one out.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Lucas. That's an impressive stadium, though.
James A. Beaver, by the way.
Okay.
Yes.
So you got to the bottom of it.
I used Google.
Good. Seats 111,000 people.
It's ridiculous.
111,000 people. Jeez. Yep. Justin in Pennsylvania. Hey, Justin.
How we doing today? Hey, I couldn't care less, Pat, but Keith, how we doing so far today?
I'm just miserable, man. I want this day over.
Hey, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and doing about the same. So one thing I wanted to say is there are a lot of – I live in suburban Pennsylvania and suburban Pittsburgh, and a lot of places I saw Biden-Harris signs 4 years ago, I see Trump signs. So I see a little bit of sign that maybe people are starting to smart up a little bit.
Sure hope so. Sure, and you're in a key state, so let it be so.
I know, and I'm so worried about our state. I think everywhere else is kind of shored up. Pennsylvania is just looking scary at this point.
So you're in Pennsylvania as well. What do you remember of Governor James A. Beaver back in the late 1800s? You remember anything about him?
I'd have to ask Jeffy about that.
And by the way, Pat, to your point, that was a new attendance record just set.
Oh, it was 111,030?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yep. That was the record there, Ohio State game last weekend.
Wow. Wow. So did that exceed capacity?
I don't know.
I bet it did.
No, I mean, they got in there.
It did. Yeah,
So
but I mean...
Standing room.
Standing room only.
Yep.
Yeah. Denise in Nevada, welcome to the Blaze.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just wanted to let you guys know that in Nevada, we have up until today to have our ballots postmarked and up to the fourth day after
I can't.
for it
That's
to be
what I
counted.
thought.
So you will not know Nevada.
Gosh, darn it.
What a
stupid
system.
That's...
Stupid state.
Yeah.
I'm sick to my stomach today. And we can still register to vote today.
Oh, my gosh.
At polls or online. Yeah.
Are
My
you
son's got his
kidding?
friends out. No, I'm not kidding.
What time do the polls close there?
Wow.
Do you know?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. So, I mean, it'll be 9 o'clock Eastern. And so there'll be plenty of time, plenty of poll information coming in from the East Coast where officials can go, oh, crap, let's get some more ballots in here. Let's go, Nevada. Come on, let's go. And by the way, shout out to Pat Head Mason Gregory, sent me this note from Arizona. Please remind people to stay in line, even if their state is called early. I believe that's what flipped Arizona in 2020. And don't forget, in the year 2000, with Florida, we had the Central Time Zone. Remember how the press was so quick to call Florida? And people, I mean, the book, How Al Gore Tried to Steal the 2000 Election, the opening chapter just goes through example after example after example of people that were on their way to vote, heard on the radio, oh, crap, Florida's already gone for Gore. I guess I don't need to go vote for Bush. So that 537 could have been a lot larger for Bush. So do not get out of line, regardless of what you hear about your state.
More importantly, Denise, for Keith, could you repeat the name of your state again? What is it called?
It is Nevada.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And bless you. Thanks for calling.
That's a Yankee pronunciation, as far as I'm concerned.
That's how Nevadans pronounce it.
True.
Not Nevadans.
Well, I'm not a
Nevadans.
I'm not a Nevadan or a Nevadan.
Let's go to Marcus in California. Hey, Marcus.
How you doing, Pat?
Doing good.
Yeah, I just quick story. I've been flying my Trump flag out here in California. I went to South Central, Compton, and they used to break my lights and my windows.
Oh my gosh!
And now it's completely different in this day. I go down there and there's no problems over there.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic! Wow.
That is the best anecdote.
Yeah, I love that. And you're in Los Angeles area?
He's in Compton.
Compton, yeah. Wow.
And there's
Holy
more
cow.
Trump flags on houses, and when people see a Kamala Harris flag, which is very rare, they just make fun of them.
That is awesome.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Marcus. That's a feel-good anecdote. Wow. I like that. Tim in Michigan, welcome to the Blaze.
Good morning, beautiful people, and good morning, all you beautiful Pat heads. I'm calling today because I come from the socioeconomic hellscape of Michigan, and I live in Ypsilanti, and I work in Ann Arbor and in Detroit. That's Washtenaw and Wayne counties. For all you kids hanging out at home, score. I wanted to answer a question that was asked earlier, and I think it was Pat who asked, what kind of person votes for Harris at this point? And the idea that was floated was maybe it was somebody who's like a real true believer, a communist. And I'm not sure that that's the case. And I think that because I've got 50 or so students I work with directly, most of them in the Ann Arbor area, faculty at University of Michigan, people who work in the biolabs on campus. And these are the kinds of people who you would not expect to be discouraged by a Harris type, but they're still bitter about the Bernie overthrows of 16 and 20. And they're saying, oh, man, when I was speaking with one of my colleagues, they were saying that the Bernie or the Biden and Trump debate would decide whether or not they would vote at all. I think the undercounted measure, like the submerged voter in 2016 for Trump, is the deactivated Democratic voter, particularly in this area in Michigan. It's really quite remarkable to hear these people, to see them so discouraged about who they have. I mean, this insult candidate is nothing short of a joke. It's embarrassing, and I can't blame them for feeling that way.
Yeah, I can't either, frankly. And so you think they're staying home this time, sitting this out?
I'm seeing a lot of that. Well, the only people I'm seeing vote for Harris are either high information discouraged Democrats or super low information encouraged Democrats. It requires a real blind spot to be able to vote for this person.
No kidding. Appreciate it, Tim. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the call. Amazing. I mean, there's some hopefulness here, right? In these anecdotes. We'll just put them together, and at the end of the day, or the end of the week, or the end of the month, or the beginning of next month, we'll finally see. Finally see what exactly transpired. Let me tell you about Beam Organics. If you struggle to get to sleep or stay asleep, sleep is really important. You feel tired and groggy all the next day. You're irritable. You're unfocused. You don't have the energy you need to get through the day. Maybe you've tried a whole bunch of different sleep aids. Please try Beam's Dream Powder. It's a game changer. You're going to love it. Comes in all kinds of different flavors. Absolutely delicious. And just 15 calories. No sugar at all. So it's really guilt-free. And it's going to help you get to sleep and stay asleep with all the natural ingredients in it. Dream Powder uses all natural ingredients like reishi, magnesium, and, of course, melatonin and others to help you get to sleep and then stay asleep longer without that next day grogginess. And just in time for the holidays, you can access their biggest Cyber Monday sale of the year early. Get up to 50% off. 50% off. That's 50 at shopbeam.com/Pat. That's shop, BEAM, shopbeam.com/Pat. Enter the promo code Pat at checkout.
If you like what you hear, find more at youtube.com/Pat Gray.
Don't forget, at Kexi Cookies, we have the new pumpkin bread still available. My wife has just been busy as a little bee baking these so that there's extra this time so that we don't run out as fast, but it'll probably go today, I would imagine, today or tomorrow.
It's so delicious.
This is so moist and so delicious.
And
pumpkin bread with chocolate chips.
I eat my pumpkin bread with coffee. I don't have to dip it to make it moist. It's already moist.
Pre-moistened already.
Oh.
Yeah,
you should coin that. I need to see
Uh-huh.
that on the website.
Delicious, though. And, of course, don't forget one of our most popular cookies of all time, the Boston cream pie cookie, is available now, as well as the pumpkin one with, I think it's got the caramel sauce drizzled on top.
Yes.
It's really delicious. Kexi.com, KEKSI.com. Hey, did you see bad news for Donald Trump? White supremacist Richard Spencer endorse Kamala Harris. Oh, no. He lost that valuable endorsement. I don't even know how he continues. I don't know why he hasn't shut down his campaign over this. An avowed racist, anti-Semite, and admirer of Nazism who coined the term alt-right, which was supposed to be a right-wing thing? Really? And he's endorsing Kamala Harris? Okay. All right. Interesting. But he called Harris the best manager of the American empire. So he's voting for her. Jeez.
Empire. Got it.
Incredible. At the DNC, here's his thing. At the DNC, she said she 100% supports Israel. She'll give Israel lethal aid. She also said that the suffering is tremendous, and she has also said that Palestinians deserve their own state, their own sovereignty, that they need to have a government, a legitimate organization through which they can live in peace side by side with Israel. I have criticisms of that, but nevertheless, I find that better than Donald Trump. Okay, good for you. I think this is so great to show who these people on the alt-right really are. I'm so sick of hearing that they're Republican-friendly or conservatives. They're not. They're nothing of the kind. And by the way, the Palestinians don't want their own state. They've been offered their own state umpteen number of times. And in every case, they've said no. Why? Because their goal is the destruction of Israel so they can take all the land.
Does that make her now an alt-right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it does. Yes, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it does. So congratulations on that. All right. Yesterday, J.D. Vance gave a simple demonstration of life under Kamala Harris and life under Trump in America. Take a look at that.
This is a six-pack under the leadership of Kamala Harris. This is a six-pack under the leadership of Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
Let's make America great again.
All right. Okay. Now look at this inflation chart.
Yeah.
Make sure your friends and
Holy
family
crap.
understand this today.
Look at this.
Okay.
So those are the 4 years. This is after 4 years of Trump, and then after 4 years of Harris-Biden.
Okay.
As you can see.
Energy costs were down 0.7%. Under Harris-Biden, they're up 34.3%. Gas down 6.8% under Trump, up 38.2% Harris-Biden. Fuel oil down 5.1%, up 37.4% under Biden-Harris. Electricity went up 4.5% under Trump. It's up 31.3% under Harris-Biden. Transportation up 2.1% under Trump, 31.1% under Harris. Public transportation went down 14.6% under Trump. It's up 17% under Harris-Biden. Oh, new cars. Good. Okay, it was up 0.2% under Trump. It's up almost 18% under Harris-Biden. Jeez. Car insurance up 6.7% under Trump. 56.5% under Harris-Biden. Jeez. Airlines. You want to take a flight somewhere? Well, it was 23.5% cheaper under Trump.
Oh, no.
It is 24.5% more expensive under Harris-Biden.
Holy crap.
Hotels down 15 under Trump, up 42 under Harris-Biden, and on and on and on. Groceries, I mean, the grocery prices are really telling. For instance, eggs were down 4.8% under Trump, but they're only up 69.2% under Harris and Biden. That's not bad. 69, it's not 70%.
Sure.
Right? It's not 75%.
Yeah, we'll post this, by the way. People want to share it.
Food at K through 12 schools. What is that, like the lunch that they have to pay for?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So under Trump, it went down 9.3%. Under Harris-Biden, it's up 69.7%.
Pennies. It's like a rounding error.
Is that what that
I'm
is?
Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Yeah, no kidding.
Should. Certainly should. Oh, man, that's incredible. That's pretty astounding, is it not? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks, hey, things were better under Trump, it seems like. But I'm willing to go way out on that limb and say it. Let's go to Michelle in Alabama. Hey, Michelle, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, I'm sorry. I had to take you off mute.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Election Day.
You too.
I just wanted to say I can probably put you all at ease. Alabama leans right, so we're going to do our job today and get it done. But
yeah.
I'm hoping that Peanut didn't die in vain and that he is able to actually sway a lot of voters so they can see what this government is capable of under Harris.
Whatever.
Right.
And Fred. Don't forget about Fred.
Right.
Yeah.
And Fred, the raccoon.
Don't be leaving out Fred.
Yeah.
That's what they think of all of us. You know,
It is.
Yeah. 100%.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Michelle. Yes, we're hopeful that Peanut the squirrel did not die in vain.
And Fred.
And Fred, the raccoon, of course. Right. Well, I thought you already took care of that. So let's go to Jeff in Pennsylvania. Hey, Jeff, welcome.
Hey, guys, how are you doing? Pat had Dirty Mule here. I'm in Bucks County.
Okay.
So just kind of waiting for this place to burn down later tonight.
Oh, jeez. It is kind of scary, isn't it? There is that underlying feel that it could get ugly.
It is. I don't know if you guys heard about the Trump lawsuit that he won here, I think it was 10 days ago, where the mail-in ballots were due on the 29th. That was the last day you could pick them up. And they were actually turning people away after being in line for 4 or 5 hours. So.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And that's up. I live up in Quakertown and Richland Township area, and that is a very red area.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jeff. More coming up in just a minute, and we've got Steve Deace coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
It's Election Day. If you've already voted, find somebody who hasn't, get them to the polls, provided they're a Trump supporter. If it's a Harris supporter, just tell them, yeah, you know what? Go ahead and just wait till tomorrow.
No.
The lines are going to be a lot shorter tomorrow.
No.
So just wait till then.
No, if it's a Harris supporter, you drop them off in the woods. And you're like, yeah, your polling booth is on the path somewhere. Keep walking.
All right, 888-900-3393. Kamala had a rally just last night. Where did this transpire? Where was this taking place?
Was this in D.C.? I don't know. Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh?
I don't even know.
Probably Pittsburgh. I would think they're making their final pitch for Pennsylvania, right? Here's what she had to say.
However, the race ain't over yet. And we must finish strong. And this could be one of the closest races in history.
Or it might not be. Or you might get your head kicked in. I mean, metaphorically speaking, of course. Politically and metaphorically in election ways speaking.
She's so awkward. Everything about
she
this
sucks.
woman.
She's just so terrible. Speaking of awkward, check this out. She tried this last week with something she wanted the crowd to chant their own name.
Yeah.
Because it's really about them.
So you thought she would have learned her lesson.
Yeah, but she didn't. And so she tries it again.
Thank you. Let's vote. Let's get out the 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 vote.
Did she
Let's
just
get
glitch?
out the vote. Let's get out the vote. Let's win.
Oh, wow. Okay, she finally snapped out of it.
The update kicked in.
All right, let's get to work. 24 hours to go.
She's so bad
at everything.
Then a DJ at her event tried to hype up the crowd as well.
Okay, this is in Philadelphia. That's right.
I know you're ready to make history tomorrow. Phoenix, I know you're ready to rock the boat. And let's end it here on the Rocky Steps.
Oh, so that was as her event was getting started. I mean, that crowd is just not.
They're fired up.
Alive.
Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go.
Boy, they weren't into it.
Did she get clearance from Survivor to play that song? Are those guys? Please tell me they're not. They're not.
I don't know, man.
I mean, they're so irrelevant at this point. Who cares? But, jeez, that's just sad. Meanwhile, Trump doesn't need help to get his crowd psyched up.
That's a fact.
Look, he just steps up to the podium, and this happens. So great. That's so great.
4 rallies yesterday for that man. 3 the day before.
Wow.
He didn't stop till 2 a.m. and
really?
Where was he in Michigan?
Wow.
Oh gosh, where was he?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You think there's some excitement? It's like that story I was reading the other day that she's the one with the momentum and the excitement.
Mm-hmm.
No, my friends, no.
Grand Rapids.
And these are not paid actors.
No, they're
unlike
right.
Kamala's.
Right. Even he couldn't afford to pay all the people that show up at his rallies. Just too many. Jeez.
Look at that here. I like that side. Trump will fix it. So you got a DJ talking to a crowd that just does not want to be there, that has just rolled in on a bus and they were paid to be there.
Yep.
And then you've got people that wait all night for Trump.
Then you have legitimate, real human emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference. Big difference. It's palpable. Yesterday on Joe Rogan's podcast, Elon Musk made the case one more time for Donald Trump.
Well, I'll say it again, man. I think this is the last election. If Trump doesn't win, this is the last election.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think people, and a lot of people are waking up and realize that have been lifelong Democrats. Guys like Bill Ackman, guys like Chamath.
Yeah, exactly.
Tulsi Gabbard switched over to the Republicans. Like, there's a lot of people who their whole life they've been left-wing and they realize, like, I can't do this anymore.
You and I used to be Democrats.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's nuts, man. And if the Dems win this election, they will legalize enough illegals to turn the swing states, and everywhere will be like California. There will be no escape.
That is so insane.
This is the final. This is it. This is the last chance.
Has anybody tried
and
to
I
push
just want to, like, go out and vote. Vote like your life depends on it. Vote like your future depends on it, because it does.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last chance, man.
Yep. And the other side is saying the same thing, essentially, for different reasons, but it's true. It's just true. This is really the most important election in the history of our country. But fortunately, we do have the excitement of John Bon Jovi, who is out campaigning for Kamala. He's been out at a few events. He even brings his guitar and he sings, and he's terrific. Check this out. He did it again yesterday. It's great.
Oh. What is happening? That's Bon Jovi.
What the hell? I thought that was a Muslim call to prayer.
That's exactly what. Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, so
start that again.
So hold on a
knowing
second.
It's Bon Jovi himself.
So when I sent this clip in, Pat, it said, I thought this was a Muslim call to prayer.
Seriously?
Or a cat in heat. It turns out it was Bon Jovi.
That's weird. We had the same thought. Check this out. But that's what it sounds like.
Minneapolis, is that you?
What are you doing? What is that? Jeez.
And I say, whoa, we halfway there.
Oh, he brought the singers with him. Good.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the cherry on top.
Although I'll keep my social distance, what this world needs is a hug.
Thank you, Keith, for that.
Oh, he's just so bad. Wow. Again, he's never been my favorite, even in the 80s. But at least you could tolerate listening to a Bon Jovi song. That is really bad.
I think
he should have given it up a while ago.
I think the big moment last night came at one of these rallies. I think he was at Pittsburgh when he got the news on stage of a certain endorsement that is quite coveted this cycle.
Oh, wow. I have some more big news, Megan. I'm just getting this right now. So somebody that's very, very respected asked me to do his show 2 weeks ago, and I said, why not? And to me, it's very big because he's the biggest there is, I guess, in that world by far. Somebody said the biggest beyond anybody in a long time. And his name is Joe Rogan, and he's never done this before. And it just came over the wires that Joe Rogan just endorsed me. Is that good? Thank you, Joe. That's so nice. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that stuff. And he tends to be a little bit more liberal than some of the people in this room. No, I had a lot of fun, and he was amazing, and it was a 3-hour.
That's great. He also had some big news to share with his crowd last night. What was it?
That was it, yeah.
Oh, that was the big news.
That was the big news. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm glad to see it. Glad to hear it. Welcome to it, Joe. You know, it took him a while, but you could see the gradual change in him going from, I don't know, wasn't it Bernie Sanders at first that he was liking? Seems like it was. Seems like he liked Bernie Sanders.
I think that sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. That's a big change. That's a big change.
Well, it's like Tulsi Gabbard, right?
Yeah. It's true. All right, this is it. You know, here we are in the final moments before the election, and Blaze TV is giving you a front row seat to every crucial moment as it happens. Not just today and tonight, but we've got this live, unfiltered look tonight at the truth. It'll be different from the mainstream media's scripted garbage, and you know that. Blaze TV is pulling out all the stops for the election night. We've got Megyn Kelly, Liz Wheeler, Glenn, of course, Steve Deace, we're going to talk to in a second, Stu Burgier, and lots more. Conservative media heavyweights. Somebody mentioned yesterday, you can't talk about conservative media heavyweights without mentioning Jeff Fisher. Although I don't think he's going to be there tonight either, because we both have to give up really early in the morning.
Let me eat!
But I don't know how, I guess just heavyweight in the fact that people appreciate his take on everything and respect it so much. That has nothing to do with anything else. So I just want to make that clear, because we don't tolerate fat shaming on this show. But they'll be breaking down every development. They'll be fact-checking in real time and provide insightful analysis that you won't get anywhere else. Alongside these top commentators, Blaze TV's correspondents will be live on the ground in key battleground states, capturing the atmosphere, getting first-hand accounts from people directly impacted by this election. So expect raw, unfiltered perspectives that dive deeper than just the numbers alone. Go to blazeelection.com/Pat, and you'll get our biggest discount of all time. $47 off. That's like practically free. Not quite, but dang close. You'll get $47 off your Blaze TV Plus annual subscription, and you'll lock in access to our full library of exclusive content, events like election night, and real-time engagement with Blaze TV hosts, totally unfiltered. And then you get the overtimes. Mine, Steve's, Stu, everybody who does an overtime, you'll have access to that. And Glenn's podcasts and all those special things that happen during the week. That's blazeelection.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
And joining us right now, Steve Deace. Steve, of course, you can hear right after the Glenn Beck program on the Blaze Radio and Television Network. Steve, welcome.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing good. A little apprehensive, maybe, but, kind of cautiously optimistic. How are you feeling about things?
Well, listen, I'm not enjoying this football season as much as the team quarterback by the BY Jew, as I'm sure you are. But, all right.
Thank you for pointing that out. Right.
We got our natty last year, so I hope you guys get yours this year.
That would be nice.
But I'm on a political sense, I am cautiously optimistic. Looking at the early voting numbers around the country, public ones available, then private ones that have been shared to me by sources I have, I would rather be us than them today.
Yeah.
But on a spiritual level, I am content. I think this has been. I've been legally able to vote since 1992. This is the most revealing, clarifying election I've ever voted in. And I mean, the two visions here. It's literally sane versus insane. No one can say today that they don't know what they're voting for. I don't think. Look at the messages, the closing messages of the two sides. They're not even vying for the same voters.
Yeah,
it's two sets of armies trying to shape a battlefield to give their soldiers the advantage. They're essentially trying to say what will get their respective visions for the country to show up more than the other. So that's why I also think, frankly, polling in the last week or two was just a waste of time. I think everybody's minds are made up, and it's really just about who's got the bigger army, and then did the better job mobilizing that army to show up on the field of battle.
You brought up the polling. The big news the other day, yesterday or the day before, was the polling in the Des Moines Register, which showed Kamala Harris up by 3 or something. I mean, is that even possible in Iowa? Do you give any credence to that?
No, if Kamala Harris wins Iowa by 3, Pat, I'll become an Ohio State fan. Okay, I mean that's
okay.
I mean, there is, to paraphrase, Hamlet. The crosstabs are the thing in which you'll catch the conscience of the king. Okay, I mean, some of the crosstabs in that Iowa poll. I mean, a few of them I committed to memory. They have Democrats improving with senior women by 29 points over the 2020 election.
Oh my
As
gosh.
Republicans losing 30 points of support among elderly men from the 2020 election. It has the electorate. It has the Democrats winning women by 17 points more than they won them during the 2020 election. Has the suburbs doing a 26-point swing from +3 Republican to +23 Democrat. All right. I mean, this is literally either how many wines into a Friday night was Ann Seltzer before she weighted that poll? Okay. Pinned the tail on the donkey, or I checked and it cleared. The check cleared. Here's my poll. It's one of those three things. I mean, those things just are not possible within any of the 9 realms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. No.
Also, it's been interesting to watch the Harris campaign flailing around the last couple of weeks, because obviously they're sensing trouble because they've just thrown everything at the wall and trying to see what will stick, like the Hitler thing the last week or so. And now they've given up on that, it seems, and they've taken a different tact. I mean, is there anybody left, you think, that is being affected here at the end by these closing statements? Or is it, like you just already said, everybody's made up their mind, right?
I think like a Rogan endorsement late shows that if there's a group of young men, that the stigma and little subtle signs, Nick Bosa at the Sunday Night Football game, which is Sunday Night Football is the most watched program on network TV, showing up with the MAGA hat, to photobomb. The stigmatization of supporting Trump is gone by and large.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think tonight that I don't think he's gonna win like of the 7 decisive swing states. I don't think he's gonna win like 3 and she's gonna win 3. And we're sitting here, and I could be wrong, but I don't think we're gonna sit here and count final precincts in a Pennsylvania or Wisconsin. I think one of them's gonna win 5 or 6 of these states, and the other one's gonna win 5 or 6. The margins in each of them might be slim, but I think the overall trend line will not be, Pat, and here's why. The visions being communicated to mobilize voters are not to persuade people that are undecided. I mean, these are. I mean, this is the upside down versus the other side of the looking glass. I mean, this is just the kinds of voters who will respond to these messages are not people that are, confused about what they believe or which direction they think the country should go. I mean, I just as an example, I've been down here in Dallas since Friday because I spoke at a conference this week before our election coverage. And so Sunday, my Lions are playing the Packers on national TV. So I just relax in my hotel room, watch the game, and all the same commercials that are running down here against Ted Cruz, every commercial break, every single one, okay, was either Ted Cruz helped save my kid, helped save my daughter, or Ted Cruz didn't let me kill my kid, or didn't let my daughter kill her kid. Every commercial.
Yes.
And they were literally running back to back. Okay.
Yes.
The kinds of people that are going to respond to that are not the old, swing voters that Rush used to describe walking down the middle of the highway in the middle of the road. Okay. I mean, the kind of electorate that responds to these closing messages are dramatically different kinds of voters. And I think that there will be a 2 to 3 point swing in all of these swing states of that energy one way or the other is what I think will happen.
Steve, you just mentioned off the cuff there about how on Sunday Night Football, Nick Bosa made the cameo with his "Make America Great Again" cap. I saw a tweet of yours that was just so great, in that NBC cornered into the equal time after Kamala Harris appeared on Saturday Night Live, and then remind everyone the point that you made on Twitter about the audience size for Trump as opposed to Kamala.
Sure, Keith. I just referenced a second ago, just to quantify what I meant when I said that Sunday Night Football on NBC, it's the most watched program on network television. It averages around 20 million viewers a broadcast. That is 5 times what Saturday Night Live gets on its best night of the season.
That is hysterical.
That's fantastic.
And I also think that's why when I talk about the spiritual aspect of all of this, a campaign could not naturally strategize here.
Right.
How do we entice a major network to put our opponent on and violate the law so that then they have to put us on an even bigger platform at equal time before the election? Well, there's actually going to be even more people that will be persuadable that would watch that.
Yeah.
You couldn't strategize that stuff, okay? It's just organically happening.
Yeah, incredible.
Yep.
Incredible.
Yep. All right, so how late is this thing going to go on tonight? You going to be there till 1, 2 in the morning, just as long as it takes?
I recall in 2020, everybody was like, we're all here. And then about midnight, it was just me and Glenn until like 3 in the morning waiting for the president to speak. And it was like, we Lone Ranger, we're going to bed. But I think Georgia closes at 6 Central, North Carolina 30 minutes later. And those are 2 of the states I can say now I was given the most high-value, detailed early voter data on. And I looked at the early voting data in Georgia. I don't know how they have a path to win there. Doesn't mean I think Trump's going to win by like 10, okay? But I just don't know how they would have a path to win that state.
Broken pipes.
North Carolina is similar, not quite as red. There's concerns about game day turnout, though, with the hurricane there. That's why the campaign's been there so often.
Yeah.
So I would look at those states right away, probably right around the time we're going on the air, and how are they trending right away? Because I'm starting from a framework that I think this is going to be a trend on all of these swing states, and there's not going to be a split verdict of them. I think that most of, or not all of them, are going to go one way or the other.
What do you think is going to happen electoral-wise? You have a guess on that?
My official prediction is 291 to 247.
Okay. For Trump, obviously, right?
My former home state of Michigan has now become the most corrupt state in the country. And Gretchen Whitmer can just literally do whatever she wants in that state.
Yeah. That's the problem. Steve, we'll be watching for you. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock tonight, and then listening for you later this morning on the Blaze Radio and Television Network.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right. So there you have it. I mean, that helps, right? I feel a little bit better with him speaking some comfort to us, some cautious comfort to us.
Boy, I think the biggest thing that sucks in all this, we're going to have to replace Joe Biden one way or the other. And we're going to obviously miss him. He had a great tweet yesterday that I really want to share with you.
Well, he's so brilliant.
He is.
He's so brilliant.
Look at this tweet, and you tell me.
All right.
It's Comedy Hour on the Joe Biden tweeted out. Twitter account yesterday.
Okay. We're an American democracy where arguments are made in good faith, where the rule of law is respected.
I mean, put the laugh track under that tweet. Holy crap! You want to see the Rob Reiner tweet also?
Oh, do I?
Do you?
Rob
Meathead's
Reiner
got one too.
Okay. Rob Reiner. A woman gave birth to each and every one of us. Tomorrow, a woman will give birth to a renewal of our democracy. It's really it's funny.
And how dare he make the assumption that
it's a woman
gave birth to us.
You mean a birthing person?
Thank you, Pat.
Gave birth to each and every one of us.
Thank you, Pat.
How dare you assume that only women can give birth? Rob, meathead. All right, please
get out.
By all that is good, right, and holy. If you haven't voted yet, please get out and vote today.
Yeah.
I wish if I could have, I would have voted 1,000 times by now.
Well, some have.
So make sure that you only vote once, but make sure you vote.
And you get bonus points. You get bonus points if you take your Kamala Harris supporter friends into the forest and just drop them off there.
Right.
Stay in line.
Stay in line.
I don't care what they
Stay in
tell
line.
you. Stay in line.
And hopefully we'll be back with good news tomorrow morning at this same time. Well, okay, it'll be 2 hours.
Are you going to write a song? You should write a song.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.